Hello and welcome to Stuff Every Queer Kid Should Know, the survival guide for late adolescence, but also Tabasco, Mexico. I'm Max Emerson, a writer and performer leveraging social media to create independent narratives. Similar to my other endeavors, this podcast is designed to provide vital resources, role models, and tools that enhance your well-being, foster connections, and support personal growth from late adolescence on. Welcome back to another episode. Today's guest is Henry Jimenez.
Hola, hola.
Here to speak about creative vision.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Henry Jimenez is a dynamic force in the world of fashion and celebrity photography, renowned for his captivating visual storytelling and bold artistic vision. Born in Comalcalco, Mexico, Mexico. Henry's passion for photography ignited at the tender age of 7 when he received his first camera as a gift. What type of camera?
It was like a Canon.
Okay.
Kind of professional, though.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Now he's based in Los Angeles. He has transformed his childhood fascination into a global career, capturing the essence of celebrities and everyday people alike. At just 24, Henry's innovative approach and commitment to social activism through his art are reshaping perceptions and making a profound impact on the visual landscape.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful. Wow. Who wrote that?
Our producers are magic. I cannot speak highly enough about them.
That was beautiful. I loved it. It was pretty accurate, I would say.
Well, thank you for being here on my brand new podcast. I'm really excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
We begin every episode with a rapid fire series of questions for my audience to get to know you better in a segment called Who the Hell Are You?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Killer. Let's go.
Name.
My name is Henry Jimenez.
Zodiac sign.
I'm Virgo.
Virgo.
Yeah,
our
both
birthdays
Virgos.
Are one day apart.
Yes.
What are you an expert in today?
I think I'm an expert in exploring my creativity. I'm someone that I love pushing myself to do different things all the time.
Okay.
And I consider myself as such a creative person. So yeah, I think that's what I'm an expert at.
How do you identify on the gender and sexuality spectrum today?
I'm gay.
Favorite animal?
Favorite animal? Dogs.
Least favorite animal?
I think I love all the animals, but I would say snakes, but I also love snakes. So I don't know.
Okay. A little creeped out.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't love them. It's just like the least.
Yeah,
least
the
of
least.
Okay.
Yeah, they scare me.
How many caffeinated drinks do you drink in one day?
Whew, maybe 3.
What is your favorite beverage of choice across all beverage spectrums?
Wait, say that again?
What's your favorite thing to drink?
Oh, okay. Tequila, I would say.
Biggest
Mexican baby.
There's a lot of dog people and a lot of tequila people on this show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
I like to think that's a reflection of my taste in people.
Yeah.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, okay. We had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
I think when people touch my body without consent, when come and say hi and start like, I had those experiences when people come up to me and start like touching me, especially in gay environments, and I just don't like that.
Right. They think they have access to you.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your dream vacation destination?
I think Antarctica.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're a penguin man.
Yeah, I would love to. I love intensity, so I would say.
Favorite sport or game?
I would say now tennis. I'm learning tennis. I really like it. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'll play you.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
What is your favorite thing about queer bars?
I think that people are really friendly and that you can find I can find myself a community where I feel safe and understood.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a virtual hellscape and 10 being the best, greatest utopia on earth, how are things looking for queer people, specifically in America right now?
I would say, well, with everything going on, I would say 7.
Okay. It's one of the highest scores I've seen.
Oh, yeah?
That's great.
Okay.
What was the last item you misplaced?
What is what?
The last thing that you lost.
Oh, the last thing that I lost. My car keys.
Where was it?
My purse. My purse.
What was the last thing you were super mad about?
I don't know. Good. I don't know. I was mad. My best friend canceled me. He was supposed to come here and she didn't. So
they flaked on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of bailed me.
What is the last thing that made you cry?
A movie. I was watching a romantic movie that made me cry.
Do you remember which one it was?
No, I don't remember the name, but like,
Pass.
Yeah.
What is the location of the worst date you've ever had?
A taco stand.
Unexpected.
But it wasn't because of the tacos. It was just because it was like sketchy ass spot that it was really
so
dangerous.
despite the tacos.
No, the tacos. Actually, the tacos were.
They must be terrible for that to still be the worst spot. Like,
yeah, it was just really scary. It was really scary. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your most prized possession?
My most prized possession. It has to be like a material things, or it can be
whatever.
I think my friends and family.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't possess them, but like they're,
it counts.
It counts, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing you hold most dear to your heart. I'm going to rephrase this question.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it. It sort of trips people up a little bit. And I feel like everyone says, what do you mean by possession?
Yeah.
That was it. We've gotten to know you.
Okay.
But we're going to get to know you better. We're going to do some specific questions about how you got to be the superstar that you are today. Okay. So that all of the 16-year-old, maybe even closeted Henry Jimenez's of the world can use your story
I'm so ready
as
for that.
Inspiration and maybe even a cautionary tale.
Wow.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Have you ever felt like the stress of living authentically is keeping you up at night? You're not alone. Many of us in the LGBT community face challenges that can disrupt our sleep and overall well-being. I know what it's like to carry the weight of the day into the night. The worries, the stress, and constant pressure can make it hard to unwind. I used to lie awake for hours, replaying conversations and anticipating the challenges of the next day. That's when I found Magnesium Breakthrough. Incorporating it into my nightly routine has been a game changer. It helps me let go of the day's anxieties so I can finally get the deep, restorative sleep I need. Now I wake up feeling more grounded, more myself, and ready to face whatever comes my way. Magnesium Breakthrough is different because it contains all 7 forms of magnesium, each one helping to calm your mind and relax your body. Unlike other supplements, it's designed to support you holistically, helping you both sleep better and feel more centered throughout the day. Take control of your well-being. Visit BIOptimizers.com/MaxEmerson and use code MaxEmerson for 10% off your first order. And when you subscribe, you'll get additional discounts, free gifts, and the peace of mind knowing that your monthly supply is guaranteed. Embrace the rest and renewal you deserve. Ever wonder how your daily habits like your meals, sleep, or stress impact your health? Nutrisense offers a way to take the guesswork out of the wellness journey. For many people, managing health can feel like a shot in the dark. They're trying different diets, workouts, and routines, but without the right information, it's hard to know what's truly working. That is where Nutrisense comes in. Nutrisense isn't just another health trend. It's a comprehensive program that pairs real-time data from a continuous glucose monitor with one-on-one personalized coaching from expert nutritionists. This combination helps users understand how their bodies respond to food, exercise, sleep, and stress, giving them the insights they need to make informed decisions about their health. What sets Nutrisense apart is its unique approach to personalized health. While other programs might offer generic advice, Nutrisense tailors its advice based on your unique data. With the support of a board-certified nutritionist, users can receive customized recommendations that align with their specific health goals, making it easier to achieve lasting results. If you're ready to take control of your health, visit Nutrisense.io/MaxEmerson to get $50 off your first month. That is Nutrisense.io/MaxEmerson. Or you can click on the link in the notes and use my special code, MaxEmerson, for an exclusive $50 discount. Take the first step towards better health with Nutrisense today.
Can you tell us about your journey becoming a photographer and influencer? What made you decide to even start in the first place?
This is like a question that I got asked a lot, and I would say I always knew that I don't know, might sound narcissist, but I always knew that I will like reach to a lot of people. Like in short words, like I always knew that I will be kind of famous. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Since I was really young, I wanted to be an actor, and I grew up watching American TV shows, and I was like, one day I'm gonna live in LA. It's literally my dream city. And look, here I am right now. You know what I mean? So these are the things that I always knew that it will happen to me. I didn't know how fast it would, because it was really kind of fast at some point. But yeah, I was 17 when I moved. My brothers were photographers, so they gave me my first camera when I was
Whoa.
really young.
Okay.
So every summer I will go to work with them in like a photo studio that they had. So I used to shoot quinceañeras,
So that was
weddings.
like your side hustle before you even needed a job.
Exactly. No,
Cool.
I started hustling when I was 12.
That's a
My-
really common theme from the people who've been on here. Is it always started as just this fun hobby that turned into like they
Yeah.
just happened to start making money doing it.
Yeah. My first job was I don't know how you call it here in America, but when you go to a grocery store and you buy all this stuff and there's someone that helps you to put like this.
Bag boy.
Yeah, I was bag boy. Yes, and I was really happy. I remember when I made my first like good amount of money. I was like, oh my god, feels so good.
Wanting to be an actor, were you a theater kid in school? Was there a theater
I was
program?
always into theater. Yeah.
Did you go out for like local auditions, like telenovelas?
Well, no, okay, so here's the thing, and that's something
That is like Mexico City is like the
Well,
epicenter.
I was in Tabasco, so there's not
Right.
much going on. I was actually
There's no self tapes at the time. Yeah.
No, and it was such a rural area that dream seemed so far from me. And I want to talk about another topic that it's a big problem or issue in Mexico is that we have colorism.
Mhm.
So every time that I will turn on the TV, I didn't see people like me. So
Yeah.
that kind of ruined my dream to become an actor because all these novelas, actors, actresses, they were all white.
Mhm.
So I just didn't see any representation. I was like, okay, this is just not for me.
Has that been changing at all, or is it still the case in those
I
programs?
think it does. Yeah, over time it does. I feel
Or
like
are they like
that's one of my-
playing? Are they playing bag boys, or do they get to play a diverse?
Well, that's they usually.
I don't
play the
mean by like bag
stereotype.
boy, but like are they in service positions?
Right. Exactly. That was the stereotype. Like I was like growing up, I was like, okay, I'm never gonna be a main character. I was gonna be the son of the cleaner or something like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Which is not bad. It's just like I feel as an actor, I wanted to be able to portray more characters
Right.
or whatever. Anyway, so that kind of ruined my dream, and I was like, okay, maybe this won't happen. But it's just something I'm gonna do because I'm doing a few short films, but whatever. Anyway, so I moved out of my town when I was 17, and I went to Guadalajara, which is the second biggest city in Mexico, and I went to study audiovisual arts, and that's where I really, really knew that okay, I want to be this photographer that just wants to make people feel comfortable and beautiful in their own skin.
Cool.
And I went to study. I went to this college for 6 months. Then I dropped off and I moved to Mexico City. And right away, I started shooting celebrities. And I feel like my career, like
How did you have access to them?
So, I had a friend that his mom was really big. Was one of the most famous actresses in Mexico.
Okay.
And I shot him one time, and I feel like after he posted this picture I took of him, kind of blow up, and everyone wanted to work with me. And I don't know, just reaching out to people on social media, to be honest, on Instagram, I was like, hey, you want to shoot? And after them seeing my work on on Instagram, I think they just say, yeah, sure, let's do it. And that's how I started building my career pretty much.
Cool. So
Yeah,
just
I got
personal
really
connections,
lucky.
relationships, building on those relationships.
Exactly. Just, knocking on doors. Yeah.
How would you say that your Mexican heritage has played into the way that you approach your work, both when you were getting started and here being in the States?
I got really lucky, Max. Honestly, I moved here like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the luckiest person because I don't know, like I feel like the American audience has been really I don't know how to say, like they love what I do.
Like a
They've been
warm
really
welcome.
supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been really supportive because I sometimes in Mexico I didn't feel understood, especially from such a small town. So living here in LA, in Los Angeles, I feel like so understood and so
Interesting.
free and so able to do whatever the fuck I want.
That's interesting because I hear from a lot of people, usually like Europeans, that they'll come here and they'll be like, wow, the racism is real. Wow, there's so many American flags everywhere. Like they
Yeah.
actually feel less safe and like more, they have to be more conservative with
Yeah.
themselves. So that's
Well,
interesting that was your take.
I only been living in Los Angeles. I don't know the rest of America, but for me, if you want me to be honest, I feel really, really lucky. I haven't experienced racism since I've been living here.
Not even on social media or anything like that?
I don't read comments, but I don't think
Respect.
so.
Yeah.
But like, okay,
Someone
but
has to
like-
text me if like the
Yeah,
comments
yeah.
are getting really bad. They're like, hey, this is like more than 10%. You should look at it.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been really lucky, and yeah, like I said, for example, like I feel like in Mexico, people are still a little like conservative.
Mhm.
So sometimes I go a little bit over the
It's like
fence.
96% Catholic, right?
Yeah, and I grew up Christian Protestant. So that's another topic. Like my mom still like she doesn't accept me as a gay guy. It's been a really really hard topic, but yeah, imagine like people from my hometown. When they see my pictures because they're super sexual and super like
Yeah.
I try to like face machismo and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and they're like they send so much hate. They were like they don't like it. They're like,
Oh, wow.
this is bad. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, America is being way
Just
old.
being gay in general, or like any sort of like, I had a weird take once. I was in Bangkok. I was doing a 2-month like modeling contract there, and I got to know a lot of friends and a lot of queer people there. And it was really strange because trans is accepted. Trans women specifically are accepted as
they have these way in
the third gender.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like words that seem kind of offensive, but they're just they don't seem like I think in Philippines they say bakla.
Okay.
And in Thailand they'll literally say ladyboy, but that's just the word they use. They celebrate it. It's the third gender.
Right.
But like trans man or even the masculine gay man are completely unheard of there. Like my friends that are just gay men seem to have a really hard time and even a chip on their shoulder sometimes because it's like they come out to their family and like, okay, great, when's your surgery?
Oh.
So is there any dynamic like that in Mexico, or is it just kind of that classic machismo? Like
I think it's a classic machismo.
Just don't be gay. Period.
Don't be gay.
Okay.
I remember being a young, really really young boy. I went to church and the pastor talked about homosexuality, right? And I remember I was so confused. I was like, oh my God, I'm having these feelings and these thoughts that I like this boy. I was probably 13.
Yeah.
12.
Was that like the first moment you realized that there was
kind
something?
of, yeah, I was really young. Yeah, probably younger.
I think I was 11, yeah.
Yeah, I would say like 10, I don't know. Anyway, so I got really confused. So I went home and I talked to my mom and I was like, Mom, but what if this gay person, he's not mean. He's just, he loves God and he wants to go to heaven with him, but he's gay and this is his biggest sin. How he can, how does that work? And she was like, well, God loves the sinner, but he doesn't love the sin.
Oh, I love
so
that
he can
one.
be gay.
That's such a Protestantism.
So she was like, so he can be gay, but he cannot act like that or do what gay things do, what gay people does.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I can be gay,
it
but
almost
I
would
have
have been
to.
better to be Catholic, right? Because I feel like in like Latino Catholicism,
Catholic are more accepting though.
Well, with Catholicism, is like the dogma is so strong in every capacity.
Yeah.
Like the rituals and all of this, at least from my experience with like Andres and the Colombian exposure I've had, is like, it's sort of like, my mom was raised Catholic. It's one of those where they like take it a little bit more with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, it's more of a story. Like they know how like strict and dogmatic it is. So like everyone kind of picks and chooses. Whereas I feel like the Protestant, like the non-Catholic Christians tend to be the most
intense,
unwielding. Yeah. Like
my God. Like my
and
church,
it's all with a smile too.
Yeah. It's honestly, now that I think about it, it felt like a cult. My
Well,
mom would kill me to say this.
A
but
cult,
like,
a cult and a religion it's a size difference.
well, yeah,
And it's
exactly.
a tax exempt status.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So in my church, it's called Pentecostals. And for example, growing up, women were not allowed to cut their hair, to wear makeup, to wear earrings, to have any sort of tattoos. Like
It sounds like the ones with the snakes. Is that the Baptists in the U.S.?
I don't know. Maybe kind
they're all
of like that. Yeah. When they
shaking and
speak in
stuff.
tongues.
They
and
do speak in tongues?
shake. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That's not.
and they pass out.
Okay.
And yeah.
But the drama.
A lot of drama.
the
Yeah.
drama.
But I love drama.
Okay.
So no, it was really hard for me growing up because I never felt part of it. At some point, I was really into it because that was all that I was taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I literally grew up going to church. But at some point, I was like, I don't think I like this. I don't think I belong here. Even I don't think I want. I didn't even want to be in a small town like this. I'm such a city rat, and I learned English by myself. Like I taught myself English because I knew that I was gonna travel the world.
How?
The world.
Like
I don't know, just
YouTube
from
or-
watching movies, reading a lot, and I don't know. I guess I was, it came easy for me. Even though my English is not perfect, I still struggle sometimes. Sometimes I'm like,
No,
I
your
get
English
lost.
is
But like,
perfect, but you started young.
I started really young, yeah, and I
Wow.
got really lucky for that, I guess.
If you're like me, you want to fuel your body with the best possible ingredients, whether you're working out, staying active, or just looking to maintain a healthy lifestyle. That's why I'm excited to share with you Puori's whey protein. It's not just any protein powder, it's a game changer. Puori's whey protein is sourced from grass-fed cows, ensuring that you're getting a clean, pure, and high-quality protein. What sets this protein powder apart is its simplicity and commitment to quality. There are no artificial sweeteners, fillers, or unnecessary additives, just pure protein goodness with a delicious natural bourbon vanilla flavor. Plus, it's sweetened with organic coconut sugar, so it tastes amazing without all the junk. Whether you're mixing it into your morning smoothies or shaking it up post-workout, Puori protein powder delivers 21 grams of protein per serving, helping to support muscle recovery, energy levels, and overall wellness. And for those of us who care about where our food comes from, it's great to know that Puori's whey is certified by the Clean Label Project, ensuring it's free from harmful contaminants like heavy metals and pesticides. Ready to elevate your protein game? Head over to Puori.com and use my promo code MaxEmerson. That's Puori.com/MaxEmerson. Don't mess out. Head to Puori.com/MaxEmerson and use promo code MaxEmerson today.
Stuff Every Queer Kid Should Know is brought to you by Max Emerson's newest novel, The Sparkle Club. What happens when a gay-baiting influencer and social justice warrior goes too far and accidentally gets himself canceled? The Sparkle Club is a novel told through 3 alternating perspectives and follows Markle Sparkle on his road to redemption, doing a summer of community service while living in rural Ohio with the family whose lives he destroyed. Only 1,000 limited edition hard copies are available at thesparkleclub.org. The ebook is available at all online platforms. Grab a copy today and see what all the fuss is about. So, there's so much to unpack here.
I know.
I want to talk about LGBTQ representation and all of that, but
Right.
I want to stick on what you said about feeling like an outsider. And as much as that sucks when you're going through it,
Yeah.
it really is a common thread in so many stories to feel
Yeah.
like an outsider. It's almost
Right.
like it's almost a requirement in order to be the main character. Like in script writing class, one of the things that you have to establish with your main character,
Yeah.
other than, they have to pet the puppy in the first 10 pages, even if they're absolute shitbags, they have to do something nice for someone more vulnerable than them so that the audience, it's like one of those like script writing rules, like Save the Cat.
Yeah.
When they embark on their journey, they have to be a fish out of water.
Yeah.
So as much as it sucks to go through that, it almost feels like a necessary phase in order to be an outstanding person. Like you have to feel like an outsider in some capacity. Do you think that that has turned into a strength for you?
I think so.
Because it's starting to seem like it's influenced your work. I'm seeing a lot of angel wings
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
photography.
Totally. No, a lot of my photography inspiration comes from my childhood, from everything that I saw, from everything that I was, around. But yeah, I think I always felt different, and I think that was the reason I decided to leave. I was like, I don't belong here. I'm an outsider. I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. I remember the moment I told my mom, I'm leaving. I'm gonna be famous. Bye.
So there's a bit of like
Yeah.
an in-your-face kind of quality to the way that you approach queer content in your media.
Yeah.
It's like an unabashedly, like a
Yeah.
lack of shame kind of thing.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Totally. I was like, I just felt like out of place, and I feel sick. I feel like, oh my God. Like when I left when I was 17, I still believe that I was being a sinner, and I was like, I'm going straight to hell.
When did that go away?
When I started living by myself, when I started meeting other people, other cultures,
In Guadalajara?
probably around the world. No, so I went to Europe when I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I did like a backpacking trip over there. And yeah, and then Guadalajara, and then Mexico City. And then I came out with my friends first when I was 20. No, I was 19 or 20 when I
Okay.
came out to them. I was really scared to tell them. But they kind of like, they were like, I couldn't lie to them anymore.
Yeah.
They knew. They always knew,
Yeah.
So they asked me one
I think
time.
some of my friends lost a bet.
Yeah. So they asked me like, how many girls have you been? And I would remember I was shocked. I was like, I didn't know what to say.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, we're kidding. How many boys have you been?
So they started it. Okay,
yeah,
you were
no,
called out. You were-
they took me out of the closet. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, whatever. I was like, I'm not gonna lie anymore. I'm not gonna pretend to be someone else. This is me. Fuck it. You like it or not. So I told them.
There's
"Hey."
literally that moment you were like,
Yeah,
you know
that
what? I'm
moment,
done.
right away.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, 7 boys.
So
And
no bi phase.
no. I was like, no,
Okay.
I'm not into girls. I don't like that. I consider myself pretty gay.
Okay.
Uh,
I totally had the I like people, not parts argument. For,
yeah, really?
Turns out I like parts too.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. I think I wanted to do that. But then I was like, no, fuck it. I'm just going to be, true to myself.
Yeah.
So I told them, and they were like, bro, we love you. We just, we love you just the way you are. Like, you don't have to lie to us. We always knew it. So it's so good. So I was like, such a relief. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gay. But then, you know what was the biggest challenge for me was to tell my mom.
How did coming out to your mom go? When was this? How did you do it?
How did I come out to my mom? Okay, so yeah, this was really tough. So I came out with my friends, right, when I was 19.
Where was this?
In Mexico City. I was living in
You were in
Mexico
Mexico City at the time. Okay.
Mexico City. I came out with my friends when I was 18. So I posted on social media. So obviously my brothers, my whole family saw it.
Which platform?
I guess I posted on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone knew it. And I was pretty well known at that point.
What was the post? Were you like
me in the pride parade in Mexico City with a pride
flag?
Yeah.
Nice,
being as gay as possible.
Okay, so hard launch.
Yes.
Okay.
Extremely homosexual. And then I was like terrified. I was like, okay, now my whole family is knows about this. They're gonna find out. So I was like, I waited 2 years. I didn't go home for 2 years. I was in Mexico City. I was 21 or 22.
Were you talking to your family?
Yeah, I was talking to them, but we never brought that to the conversation.
Okay.
So I guess I went one time, but I didn't even say anything. And they didn't even ask me anything. Anyway, when I was 21, I was like, okay, I'm ready to tell my mom. I feel like I need to tell her. I feel like I need to tell my brothers. I feel like it's the moment.
Yeah.
But it was so hard for me, Max. It was really hard. It was like, I don't know. It was like my biggest wall. I was just like.
Despite knowing that they know.
So I flew to Tabasco, ready to tell my family, my mom especially. So I was driving. She was in the passenger seat. My youngest brother, he was in the back. He was 14 at the moment.
Yeah.
And I was like ready to tell her, but I didn't know how. And out of nowhere, suddenly, my brother asked my mom, "Mom, how would you react if you had a gay son?" I feel like I was about to have a heart attack.
And this whole time you're looking for an opening anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that
really
was
sweet.
a sign.
What a wingman.
I know. I know. I was like, I feel like my heart was about to, I was about to get a heart attack. And I had a ball here. Like literally, I felt like a ball in my neck. And I was like, okay, I need to tell her now. But I want to wait for her answer. So she went off. She was like, that will be the most horrible thing that will ever happen to me. I don't know if I can handle that. I will literally pray for him day and night. Like, it will be so disappointing. And I was like, why, Mom? I look into her eyes and I was like, why, Mom?
Hopefully you're at a stoplight.
Yeah. No. I was trying to slow. But I was like, why, Mom? Like, if you have a gay son. Oh, and she went out. She's like, she started crying. She was like, how dare you? Like, what do you mean? She was like, what do you mean gay? I'm like, Mom, what do you mean gay? Like, I like boys. I like, you know what I like.
Wow.
And she's like, this is not okay. Like, how can you do this to me? Blah, blah, blah. It was so traumatizing. We both were crying at that moment. I remember we're just arguing at some point. And I got to my house and I went straight to my room and I locked the door and I went to bed and started crying until I passed out.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really hard.
I am so sorry.
No, it's okay.
When I was looking at coming out, it was more about having to face the whole mess I had made for myself leading up to it. Like I had slept with a bunch of girls. I was trying so hard to prove that I wasn't, that it was more just like, I think as soon as I came out to my mom, she just started cracking jokes. She just started roasting me so
Really?
hard.
Oh, no.
No, that's good. That's how.
Oh, okay.
That's my family's love language. It's just
okay. That's a love language.
Yeah, it's like an Irish American thing. They just talk shit. It was a little awkward with my brothers for a couple of months until the jokes started again. I think the moment I remember is I was in my brother's truck, like maybe 2-3 months after, and he like rips a fart and he locks the doors and he goes, "You like that, don't you, bitch?" It's like, "Oh, we're back. we're okay."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very
Yeah.
It sounds fucked up, but it's
But that's how you guys.
yeah. There was no you're going to hell or any of that. My mom's got 10 brothers and sisters, Irish
Wow.
Catholic. 2 of those brothers, her favorite
Yeah.
ones, are gay.
Okay.
Like I've got a
That's-
crash pad in P-Town. Like all of our family reunions took place in Provincetown, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So
got
like
it.
my family reunions are like gay bars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
Like my cousin designs wigs for the RuPaul queens. Like we are.
Wow, you got lucky.
It's
I
an
love
episode
that.
of Modern Family. I think. Yeah, I think there's like 2 trans cousins at this point.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, Rainbow Family.
Wow.
Lots
I
of
love
neuro
that.
spicy. Like we're.
Wow, that's really cute. I
Yeah.
wish I had that. I was like, I grew up being so like limited.
Yeah.
My mom, well, my dad was an alcoholic and he was really abusive towards my mom.
Okay.
Like he will literally beat the shit out of her in front of us. Like it was such a toxic
Mhm.
environment. I love my family, don't get me wrong. I love my mom, I love my brothers. My brothers are like my biggest inspiration.
Mhm.
But it was really toxic growing up. I don't wish to any kid, queer kid in the world,
Yeah.
to have a childhood like the one I did, kind of. You know what I mean?
Right. That's insanely traumatic.
It's insanely traumatic.
And the fact that your mom wasn't more abusive as a result is a testament to her
Yeah.
even then.
Yeah, the fact that I feel like I don't feel any traumas from that. I forgave my dad.
Have you found any places where maybe the trauma is coming out in the way that you treat yourself
Yeah,
or
yeah,
other
yeah.
people?
For example, like
Like in relationships, do you find
no
yourself...
relationship, but like I have these I don't know how to say, like symptoms maybe when I go to bed and someone comes and knock the door really hard. I don't know. One time my drunk friend, I was staying in his apartment and he was out. Then he came home like around 4 a.m. and started knocking. And I wake up because my dad would do that. He would come like, started
Yeah.
like throwing shit. And that shit like freaks me out, like triggers me a lot.
So like
I think
if
I
someone you're
carry that
dating
a
drinks a
little bit.
lot or something, it's like a...
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my first beer was when I was probably 19.
Whoa.
Beer. Not even like any other kind of alcohol, Because my mom would say like, don't ever drink.
Yeah.
Don't be like your dad.
Because it's genetic.
Yeah. And also because it's a sin. If you drink, it's bad.
Really?
Yeah.
But they didn't even drink water back then because it was dirty. They drank beer like the people who wrote the Bible.
Well,
These Protestant religions just start making up rules.
yeah, they always come with new rules.
And they just pick whichever ones are like the judgiest. It's so strange.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was so limited. I was like, couldn't do anything. Like, not
Do
even
you
to
find
parties,
it-
no parties, nothing.
You didn't party anyways? You
I went to a few quinceañeras parties, but like, it was so hard because.
But you were home by 8.
But
you were home by 8 p.m.
yes. Maybe I went to a couple. I don't know. It was.
So that's really... Like,
yeah.
I don't expect that. Like I always think of like Mexico as being like Florida 20 years ago where like people just ran wild.
Yeah.
Like for me in Florida, we were the feral children. We were the ones allowed to do whatever we want and everybody else was
Right.
sheltered. So like I assumed that was what it was like in Mexico. Like you could go shoot guns somewhere and just do it. Like
I mean, it is
you
for
could go
men. I
drive
feel like for
around.
most of the population, not most of, not
Like you
mostly,
could drive a
but
car at 13
For a
if you
lot
felt
of
like
boys,
it.
a lot of my friends, they were like, especially the ones that grew up in Cancun, they were partying since they
Okay.
were 14. Like in Mexico, kind of like there's no rules. You can do
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you want. So for a lot of them, it was like that. But
So
not
you're from
for me.
like Idaho, Mexico.
kind
like-
of yeah, exactly.
Like Bible Belt.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I always forget that Mexico has like a massive population and almost the exact, like, was it 2/3 the size of the States? Like it's a huge place. It's got rainforest.
Yeah.
It's got like,
Oh yeah, desert.
oof.
Jungle. Like so, my state is
Mm-hmm.
very jungle, but it's like in Florida. We have a shitload of crocodiles.
Love that.
Yeah.
My last guest
Swamps.
absolutely hates alligators and crocodiles. That was his least favorite
I
animal.
love them. I love.
Me too.
I think they're so cute. I love dinosaurs. So, I think they were. I wanted to have a pet.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. But
They
I
did in
wish.
Florida 20 years ago. So I would assume that in like
Shut the
Mexico,
fuck
you
up.
still
Really?
just could.
No, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Can you have a pet crocodile?
Not anymore. But
Okay,
like,
but you
I think
used
my
to.
dad's kid, my older brothers, my dad has an earlier litter of kids.
Mm.
They're like in their 60s now. So they're about 20, 30 years older than me.
Wow. Okay.
My dad's old. And yeah, they had all that stuff. They were born in
Okay.
South Carolina and then moved to Florida. So it's
Wow.
like the Beverly Hillbillies moving down into
Yeah.
the swamp kind of thing.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, no, they had like motorcycles at
Yeah.
15, 16. They got my dad when he had a lot of energy.
Okay.
Yeah. But my dad was problematic. Like there, like sea turtles would nest on the beach.
Yeah.
There was one time when he wanted to like show us the beauty of life, and he like took a fucking sea turtle off the beach and brought it home.
What?
That is a
No.
felony.
Oh
I'm pretty
my
sure the
God.
statute of limitations on this is passed because it was like 25 years ago. But like he literally brought a freaking sea turtle. Dude, no.
No, don't bring a fucking sea turtle to your house.
Yeah, there's a reason that you can't have an alligator as a pet, but that was one of those things that like you used to be able to do in certain areas.
Yeah. Well, that was what, like 25 years ago, you said?
Something like that. Yeah, I think I was probably like 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well-
it's safe to say that your identity as a queer person has heavily influenced your art. It's provided you kind of the struggle and the purpose and the goal. How do you approach your work then with that in mind?
I feel like I am someone that I'm a free man.
Mm.
And I love telling people that they can be whoever they want.
Is that why you're always putting wings on people?
Yeah, I want them to fly as much as they can. I want them to feel beautiful and comfortable, like I said, in their own skin, in their own bodies, in their own,
How do people react when you
ethnicities.
just show up on the street and ask to put wings on them?
Some say no. Some they're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a lot of them, they were like, why are you doing this? But some they love it and they're like, oh my God, this is the coolest shit that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And
Well, especially now because like California is a friendly place, but it's also a little cold at first. Like if you're
Yeah.
just meeting someone off the street that's not introduced through your bubble,
yeah,
when people come up to you on the street, you're like, who the fuck are you?
yeah.
And do you think that kind of like opens people up a little bit more to
I
future
think people
future
in LA
stranger
especially
encounters?
are really used to see a lot of shit. So they're
Okay.
like, you always see all these TikTok videos. Of
So you're
like,
going to like the influencer, like the Runyons, the Hollywood Boulevards, the Rainbow
exactly.
Cross. You're
Santa
going to
Monica
places where
Pier.
they're like,
No,
here
I
for it.
wouldn't go
Okay.
to places where like no one goes there. But like, yeah, it's been pretty easy, and I feel really lucky with my fans, the people that supports me, the people that actually see my vision and I appreciate what I do. Because all I want is to spread love, and all I want is to make people feel beautiful. That's what I shoot. Different kind of models, curvy models. Like I don't see skin color. I don't see size. I don't see weight. I don't see anything of that. I just see beautiful people.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I learned from growing up in Mexico. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel cute. I didn't feel beautiful because of this colorism, right? Racism that we have so deep in our culture. That being lighter, I had this uncle that will come up to my house every single morning, and he will say, "Hey, I found a potion, right?
The bleaching lotions.
Yeah,
and things.
Well, it was just a fucking lie. But he would say, "I found a potion that it will make you white, it will make you lighter." Imagine telling that to a 6 years old, 7 years old boy.
Yeah.
It was so traumatizing. And then we have these phrases like, "Oh, you need to marry a white girl to mejorar la raza, to make the breed better or whatever." So I was like, okay. It wasn't until I left Mexico and I started exploring Europe, I started exploring all around the world where I actually feel, oh, people actually finds me attractive. People, I guess I'm cute. So that made me, I guess I'm cute. So that
was there a moment you were like, oh, I'm actually hot?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was. And now I'm like the most confident person in the world. Like that's what I preach and I tell people, you're just so beautiful no matter what people say. Like I feel like the hottest bitch right now, but it took me a while to get to that point.
So I'm from Florida, and it's the South. It's like deeper than the deep South. There's a song where the devil goes down to Georgia.
Yeah.
Florida's below that. That's even like if Georgia is under hell, he's going
But
down.
Florida is Miami, right? Like that.
Yeah, that's like Caribbean. That's its own state. That's not the Florida I'm from.
Okay.
Like I'm from that borderland where like the architecture looks more like the Carolina coast. We have a lot on the Barrier Island. There's like gated communities with really, really, really wealthy like New Yorkers, New Englanders.
How's the beach there? Is it pretty?
Gorgeous, absolutely beautiful place. So it's purple.
Right.
But as soon as you get off the Barrier Island, which is only like a half a mile wide that goes up and down the whole coast, it's South Georgia.
Okay.
So there's tons and tons and tons of Southern style racism. Like the ghettos are segregated. There's a white and Latino ghetto, and then there's a black ghetto, and then there's the rich people on the island.
Wow.
And it's weird in Florida because it's a lot like California, except these neighborhoods are closer together and they actually interact with each other more.
Okay.
Like, for example, there's more Republicans in California than any other state. There's
Okay.
just more Republicans. There's more people, sorry.
Okay.
And they're somewhere else. You just don't see them. So you don't think that that's what California is. In the same way, like there are segregated neighborhoods here. You just don't see it as much. And then with Florida, like there was probably 1,200 kids in my graduating class. It was a big class. At least a third were Black. So there was a lot of interaction. So like we were aware of racism, but we were all kind of in it together. So there was a more relaxed sort of conversation about it.
Okay.
Like when I got expelled from high school and I was at the alternative school, I was getting bullied by these big truckery looking white kids. And it was actually the Black kids that had my back. Like there was more of an interaction there. So I was somewhat aware of it. And in the context of like historical racism, Jim Crow, all of that stuff. My first experience with just colorism and like the nuance of that was when I went to Asia on modeling contracts.
Yeah.
Because this was 10 years ago. And I think it's been evolving, but it's still kind of the case where they would sort of, they would idolize like the white features.
The white skin, no, it's good. I was just in Thailand. You see all these billboards, so like really white, pale models, and it's like, oh my god.
And not just the Thai ones. Like half of the billboards are Caucasian people, like European. Like
right.
And it was weird because they were sort of like exploiting the exoticism and making it look like it was a Western brand to raise the price of it locally.
Yeah.
But like, it was like, I shot Abercrombie back in the day too. I didn't realize how toxic all of this stuff was. I was just kind of a part of it and trying to survive.
Yeah.
My dad cut me off financially. He was helping with college, but when I came out, he found some other reason to not help.
Okay.
It wasn't technically about that.
Yeah.
So I was really on my own. I was like in survival mode. I waited tables for like 10 years, I think, at this point, bartending, catering.
Right.
So like I was just scraping by. So I'm participating in these systems. And it was really weird going into 7-Eleven. And it was like, you had like someone who had been there a few times. I'm like going to buy lotion. And they're like, don't buy that one. That's got like whitening cream in it.
Yeah.
And it's really cheap. So it will give you like splotches. Like it will destroy your skin. Like the things that people were doing was just so beyond me that like, but why?
Wow.
But why? And like all of these, like, there were weird status symbols. I remember like in Shanghai, people would grow their pinky nail out really long. And I was like, oh, do they like cocaine? What's going on here?
Yeah.
It turns out it was a symbol to mean that they have an easy job.
Oh, really?
So
that's what it meant?
They're not working in fields. They're not doing manual labor because it was like drivers that would have it. And it wasn't even like high status people. It was like the people just trying to showcase that they didn't work with their hands. It was really interesting reading into all of that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, just a long
Never
pinky
seen
nail.
that. That's so funny.
I only saw it in Shanghai, and again, this was in 2009, so I don't know if that's still in
still a
vogue.
thing. Yeah, I don't know.
I love the way that like trends sweep certain places.
Yeah,
it's so much fun if you don't read too much into it.
Culture shock.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy.
So we've talked about wings, and I want to talk more about all the collaborations you do. How do you approach working with other people? I know you work with everyone from 0 followers to 1 million followers, but do you have like a memorable experience of collaboration where you feel like it was particularly rewarding, or that you're like, oh, this is it. This is the kind of thing I want to be doing. Like, do you ever feel like you found a model that you like to work with?
I mean, yeah, I feel like every model, every person that I work
I meant
with.
format, like a format in which you like to approach working with people.
Yeah. Well, I have my team and they help me to reach out people, but I usually just like send them a DM on Instagram, or I meet people. I'm such a social butterfly. Like I know a lot of everywhere I go, I just try to meet new people. I show like, hey, like if I see someone that you could do like you have to be in my series.
I have been pestering you to do a shoot for months.
Yeah,
You were
can
just
we
very
please do
busy,
it?
and
Hey,
I know
production, can we please set a date? Let's make it happen.
I am fully aware though that I live out in the middle of nowhere by LA standards, and it's hard to get to me. So I'm very grateful that you're here.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's super simple for me. Just reach out to people, and every person that I work with, they've been amazing. It's been such a. They're all different. I feel like every person brings different energy to the table, different sparks. It's just that's what I love the most about my job. It's really, really fun.
Okay.
You know, it's just like I have a total different experience every time that I'm shooting a different person, and that's something that I love because I hate the routine. I hate when everything just feels the same.
I love that there's not even a hint of burnout in your voice.
Yeah?
That's so great.
Okay, good.
What advice would you give an aspiring photographer or creative visionary getting started now?
I would say do whatever the fuck you want unless you don't hurt anyone.
Okay.
And I think don't listen to people. Don't listen what people might say or might think about you, or even your family and your close friends. Just trust the process, love yourself, and that's all I have to say. I mean, I
Okay.
think if you really want to do something, go for it. Go for it and do it with passion. I think that's my biggest advice for people out there. And yeah, because that's what I did.
Okay.
And it worked. I don't, like I said, I don't read comments
Yeah.
because I have a lot of haters. Like I have a lot of lovers, which I love, and I have a lot of haters,
Yeah.
which I also love them. They boost my fucking algorithm. I love my haters and I want more of them because, I feel like haters are the biggest fans.
Uh-huh.
So but I
I
don't
get that.
listen to them. I don't,
Yeah.
like people's opinion. They don't affect me because I know who I am and I love myself. Every time that I wake up, I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, I fucking love you.
So a hater is almost a sign that you're doing something right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is.
Right. If they can't get the positive attention, they'll try the negative route too.
Of course.
I wonder if
yeah.
you could track that with like
'Cause
someone
listen,
who posts
okay,
negatively.
so-
Like if you can track their comments
Yeah.
back far enough,
Yeah.
they start positive and they're like, this isn't getting attention.
Yeah, because I don't think negative. I don't think happy people. Because I consider myself such a positive and happy person, right? I never ever in my 26 years old never put a bad comment on someone or hating on someone.
Mm.
Because I'm so busy with my life, I don't have time for that. If
Yeah.
I don't like someone, I just pass. I don't follow them. I just keep scrolling. So sometimes I try to put myself in these people's brains, right? And I'm like, how do you want to send so much hate to someone? Like,
Mhm.
for me, it's just something that I will never understand. But I get it.
Yeah.
If you don't are not comfortable with your own life, you just want to put that into other people. But
Well, we're all fighting our own demons.
right, exactly.
What's next for you?
Next for me is acting. Like I told you,
All
I've been
right.
doing. I always wanted to be an actor.
Do you have a monologue ready? Can you do it?
I'm sorry, what? Okay, no, I don't have one. But I'm working. I'm producing,
Mhm.
writing, and the main role in my movie. So that's something. I have a kind of a rehearsal with my team after this.
Nice.
But yeah, that's next in my career. I love acting. I feel like I have a story to tell, to share with people out there. I have a big voice, and yeah, I'm really excited for it.
If people are going to look into you after listening to this podcast,
Yeah.
what's the first thing you want them to see? Where should they go?
Where did you go? I think my Instagram.
Okay.
Which one you want? The spicy one or the professional one? I have two Instagram, but you can follow me. My main account, I'm like at Henry Jimenez, and that's all my social media platforms too. So
Awesome.
yeah, feel free to check it out. Leave a support, leave a like, comment, and share it with your friends.
Give this man a follow. You can leave
Yeah.
negative comments. He won't notice. It won't hurt him. So if you need to get it out, if you need to
No,
vent,
sometimes I read it.
just feed
Sometimes
his
I read it.
algorithm. It's fine.
Yeah.
We like to end every show on a low note here with a segment called Fight Me.
Oh, okay.
Henry has been given a list of controversial topics.
Ooh.
He's
right.
going to select one of these topics, pick a side, and decide whether or not he wants to go first. What have you selected?
I select. It says, "Does alien life exist?"
Does alien life exist? Which side are you arguing? Yes or no?
Yes.
So alien life exists. Do you want to go first or second?
I will go first.
All right, 60 seconds are on
60
the clock.
seconds. Okay.
Let's hear it. Prove me that aliens are real.
I think we live in such a massive, extremely enormous universe that is so selfish to think that we are the only ones in this
Mhm.
fucking world. Like, it's impossible to me. And I love history, and there's a lot of conspiracy, there's a lot of theories, whatever.
Mhm.
But I truly feel like the aliens, they've been here. Even if you're religious, though,
Mhm.
if you think about God and angels and Jesus or whatever,
Yeah.
they're aliens. If they exist, they are there and they're aliens. They're not part of this
Right,
world.
like the angels had a lot of eyes, biblically.
I don't know how they look like. I'm sure they're not like us. I hope they're not like us, because that would be fucking boring.
It would.
But I just can't. Hopefully I don't die without seeing an alien, because I will and hopefully they don't kill me, right? But it will be so cute to say hi to someone out of this world. I think it would just every time that I think about it, it's just like I just start tripping so hard, especially when I'm on mushrooms.
Fair enough. That is your time. Henry, I love you. I respect you. I appreciate your perspective,
Likewise.
but you could not possibly be more wrong. Look, I know that some people think that the surest sign of intelligent life out there is the fact that they have not tried to contact us, which is a valid opinion. Like if I was alien life and saw what was going on here, I wouldn't want to touch this.
Yes.
Like if you see someone covered in a skin fungus, you're going to go give them a hug? No, absolutely not.
Of course, yes.
A skin fungus?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you're wearing a shirt or
If he's
something.
an alien, I would.
Also, I think, first and foremost, I think believing in aliens is racist. Think about it. The History Channel is like, ooh, the pyramids, did they have help by aliens? No, they were just brown people and they did something amazing. Quit trying to give aliens credit.
Okay.
There is no such thing as aliens. That is just wishful thinking because we are lonely. We are so lonely that there is just constant trying to put meaning into our existence. And it's like, no, we're just like a fungus that grew into life forms. And the timeline of our existence is so long is that, yeah, you know what? Maybe I will concede to you that there might have been aliens at one time.
Okay, so you're saying that yes.
No.
You're
There are
saying
no intelligent life out there currently because according to my estimations with the math, if they're anything like us, which is just kind of how life works, they've destroyed themselves. At best, there is a fungus somewhere under a rock.
Right.
Fight me.
Do you think we're going to destroy ourselves?
That's my time. I'm sorry. That's my time.
Oh.
But yes, I do. We're going to have to agree to disagree. I love you to death.
I love you to death. I think you're so wrong, but okay, let's keep going.
Henry, please tell us in Spanish what will happen if they don't subscribe and give us 5 stars.
Vamos a estar muy tristes. It's going to be so depressing, so sad.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Stuff Every Queer Kid Should Know. This is a Wellness Loud production produced by Drake Peterson and Jake Wachtel. Additional production by Cass Falding and Chantilly Toison. The episode was recorded by Jason Siegel, Mun Singh, edited by Jesse Trout, and mixed by Mike Fry. Music by Tom Goss. If you like this show, don't forget to share it with your friends, subscribe on your preferred channel, or all of them, and give us a 5-star rating. It would be super, super helpful. Thank you so much to all my Patreon subscribers. You are credited in the show notes. Thank you for listening. See you next time.